try to fly, I fall without my wings. I feel so small. I guess I need you, baby. Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a VeVe, OMI, DEFFINITY, DEVVE, daCat, SHIRO update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, like, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon, smashing that super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. We have a little bit to go over here today. All good things. All good things. We've got. Let's see what the market is doing today over on the Bitcoin. We were down to 1095, up to past 111. We are now down to 1096. So we had a little wicked down and then up and then down again, but on the whole, just down 0.2%. So it's pretty flat on the day. We'll see if that downtrend continues. Ethereum, same thing. We were down to under 38.5. We were up over 39, and then again back down right now. Sunday nights, I feel like this usually happens, and then Monday mornings when the market wakes up, it goes back up, down, up, down, up. A bunch of people getting hella rich trading this spread. Tammy, first from Lost Wages. What is Lost Wages? Did you just say Lost Wages? I feel like you meant Las Vegas because you're, yeah, I feel because you're there. You sent me a pic of your updated tattoo. You had a, you got that redone. You could see the little VeVe thing over there, and it looks good. It looks good. I don't know if it looks as good as mine, but it looks good. Anyway, Ben in Korea, thanks for being a member. Saying morning, fam. Meow meow meow. Morning, morning. And we've got, what do we got here? On the title, VeVe crafting success. Although it was not without its hiccups. When I say success, it was a commercial success. It made a couple $1,000s, I think like $8,000. And this is what I'm not. And it burned how many million? It burned 67 million. I repeat, 67 million MCP points. So I hella excited about that. I don't know how many MCP were out in existence, but 67 million MCP points being burned. I'm okay with that. But that was when we had minted 169 of them, or crafted 169 of these gold coins. I don't know how many are. Would be nice if VeVe could open up for me today. But like that X that never wants to show their emotions, it is decided to not. And then we have Stacker World that's also under maintenance, so it's pretty hard to try to sell these. Stacker World was down today for a bit. Oh, okay. It appears to be up right now, even though it just said it was down for maintenance. VeVe's down for maintenance, but Stacker was. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We're in. I feel like a hacker in one of those. You ever see the movie Hackers? Angelina Jolie, just great movie. I freaking love that movie. That is so good. Anyway, these editions 174. So there's actually 69 million MCP. I repeat, 69 million MCP points have been burned today. Everyone comment nice down below for the 69. And outside of that, we also have the company has made $8,700 today. Golf clap on that. And these are pretty scarce because they're not. Let me type in VeVe Gold and then see what it has. 25 in the market, 775. So it's actually held its floor. I think I was one of the first sellers today that happened to sell at 750, and I did that because I have two, and I have two logos. So I minted one, sold it, and then the other one. You can mint multiple. You do have to fill out the form though. And when you fill out the form, there's a buddy of mine that did it today, and they could not mint multiple. They were only able to mint one. So I think, and now don't quote me on this, but I think they want to wait a certain amount of time for everyone to like do it like once. And again, you had to have filled out the form, and VeVe has to approve that form. And then once it's approved, then you can mint others. And I don't know if you're going to be able to do the second minting by Decon, but there's a couple of people like Zero Legacy. He's got 9 logos. Mr. MC1 has like 5. So, you know, there's a decent amount. There's a decent amount of people out there that have multiple. And they're probably going to want to redeem their physicals over. And again, if you have 9 of these things, one, it's $450, but two, you would have to burn 3.6 million OMI. I don't think he's doing that. He might mint a couple. But I was going to mint another one too, but again, right now I just won't let you. And then shout out to Mr. Dr. Rolex that had bought mine. And Mr. Dr. Rolex is actually up to 100 million OMI. I'm waiting for him to pass me. I believe he can do it. If he can buy the rest of his OMI before like mid-December, then yeah, he'll pass me. If he just, if he waits like, I bought my last 100 million end of October, I'll buy the next 100 million end of November, and then the next 100 million end of December, he probably won't pass me, because by that point, I will hopefully have 500 million. And who knows, maybe he wants to get to 500 million or even 1 billion himself. And he doesn't have to wait that long. He could do it just like that. What's up, Connor? How's it going, fam? Ironman 616 reposted this stream. Yeah, so the crafting, it was a little weird here because it wouldn't let me craft on the app. I don't know if it was like a technical issue, but on the app, I couldn't scroll that because I didn't have gems. So I'm on the app and I was like, okay, I have my MCP. I have 2 of these, so let me pick one of them to craft. And I had all the things necessary to craft, but I didn't have the gems. So I was like, okay, let me try to hit collect more gems. But it was like at like that bottom bar, and every time I tried to hit in between the heart and the collection or whatever, it would hit the heart or the collection. I couldn't buy. So I was like, okay, let me go to the app.vv.me, and I bought the gems there. I was like, okay, let me buy the gems, and I'm clicking craft, but it wasn't letting me. It wasn't like going through. It's like you click it. I was like, man, like, all right, now that I have the gems, let me go back to the app. And by the time I went back to the app, I had it in my collection. I was like, oh, okay, I guess it's done. So I closed out the app.vv.me. I had it, waited a couple minutes. I think the lowest was like 2,900. I was like, okay, I'll run it up for 2K. Somebody puts 1,800. I do 16. I think, no, after they did 1,800, I did $1,420.69. Had to get the 420.69 in there. And then somebody that said like, oh, I got the 420 in there, nice. And they undercut me by like $20. So I was like, go F yourself. And then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna put it down to like I think I put it down to like 1,100. And then somebody put it down to like 1080. I was like, fuck you guys. So I put it down to 900. I was like, I need to get this bread. Y'all will see in like 6 weeks why I needed like to get this bread and get some of this money. You'll see in like 6 weeks, maybe. I don't know. And then the guy that I guess had his one at 1080, either like it got bought, or he's just like, I don't want to sell it for this cheap. So I put it down for 9. That other guy delisted his, and then constant messages like, bro, why are you selling so low? And another one, bro, what are you selling down to? What is it going to go down to? And then me and Rolex worked out a deal. It was just 750, and I was like, okay, that works. Get a little bit of cheddar, and it's going to go towards a thing which I'll be able to tell you about. Hopefully by my birthday. Hopefully by December 15th, y'all will be able to know certain things. Omar loves VeVe says, good evening, Omar. Yeah. Ironman 616 says, good evening, legend. Oh, my man, how you doing? Y'all ready for Vegas? Oh my God, it's like 2 weeks. Also, I didn't go to the gym today, and part of it was because I went pretty hard the last 5 days. But the other part of it was my back started hurting. It's like, oh no. So I took the day off, hung upside down on the inverter, and hopefully it's just a 1-day flare up. Shit. Give me 1 second here. 3. Yes. Okay. Also, happy daylight savings time. I took a buddy of mine to the airport this morning, and then, oh, okay. Give me 1 sec. That's what it was. Okay. And then what do we have this week? Yeah, so we got less than 2 weeks. We got like 11 days before we go to Arizona and then Vegas, and then can't wait. I can't freaking wait. What's up, vegan thingy? How's it going? I hope you're doing well. Bill Gardner says at Tammy, at Ben, at Croner. Yeah. Hi, Bill and everyone. Tammy heard you were hanging with the arcade today. She was. That's how she got her tattoo all touched up, because she was hanging with the bestest of them. Hello, Space Penguin. Thank you so much for commenting. Freaking love that dude. Guy named Doe General Army says, who farted? Me. Actually, haven't really. I might have farted this morning. I don't know. All right. As I get to the rest of the news and the rest of the crypto, I want to go in and ask everyone if they could do me a favor, if they can just smash that like button. That is a free way to help support the channel, not a free way. Oh, thank you. That is great. All right, let's get to shit. Sorry, not that. Let's get to Tattoo Bill. I did. He touched my tattoo. Can't wait for the parties next week. Let's go. M Coops. Good evening. Good evening, Mr. M Coop. Is pain is the same technical issue with the heart overlap in the app. Had to go desktop. Must fix. Image timing was a factor. Sheesh. Yeah, it was not. That was not fun to see. And then Stacker being down. It's like, ugh. I would have loved to have sold this for OMI, but unfortunately that just wasn't possible, because Stacker was, of all days for Stacker, like the one time I want to sell something, Stacker be down, but no, it's fine. It's fine. Bill Gardner says, Tammy, I jumped on his stream today. He is so funny. Oh, Arcade. Yeah, Arcade's cool. Yeah, he chilly. Tammy says, Bill, he's amazing. Well, if you meet him, he's even funnier in person. We should get him on the stream. We should get him, and we should do a collab. Let me go. What do we have here? All right, let's do OMI and see where that's at first. The OMI is up 2% today to 0000135. It was up to 137, down to 135 now. It was up to 145 yesterday for a bit, and then it dipped down. Let's see what we've got. Actually, on base, it's actually 136. There's a little tiny bit of buying. And then yesterday we were at 146. We whipped up to, so about a point away from there. Oh, Samantha Byram landed number 15. Get that bread. You selling it? I think Sleepin' Comics has number 8. That's a nice single digit. YOLO reacting, getting them. Yeah. I would definitely. Yeah, that's a good one to get. The number 8, any single digit. Plus, it was Sleepin's. We love Sleepin'. Dog Boy saying, hi, fam. Wish you would have let us mint out gold silver number for the coin. Yeah. Oh my God, that tastes so good. Water's so good. All right, that's the OMI price. Let's see where we're at as far as volume. 2.75 million in volume, so not a ton. $38 million market cap though, so that's up a bit. It is not. I feel like this is like kind of a new normal here. It's so wild that 00013 in the 13s. That's like the new normal, and we were very close to going to the quad zeros. If we get another crash, I don't want to say crash. We get another big downturn from Bitcoin and ETH, you might be able to see it. I did a video on OMI really yesterday. I think I released it at midnight, so it might have technically been today. About how we could get down there, and it's not that unreasonable to do. And once we do that, we're like, okay, well, if we can get down. Oh my God, excuse me. I'm sorry. When we get down there, I mean, I'll still go to Vegas because most of it's already paid for. But I already don't have like a ton of cash. But if we go down to quad zeros and it's like 90 million OMI, or if it's like $90 for a million OMI, guys, I'm going crazy with it. And I'm just gonna. I mean, I'm already at 320. You know, what do I get at that? At that point, I don't know. I'll sell a bunch of stuff and I'll get more. That'd be fantastic. Echo712 saying, "What up? What up, Echo712? How you doing, buddy? I'm ready to get this bread. I'm ready to go in and get Try to get some more OMI. We're actually in the top 600, number 599. Remember when we were in like the top 100? Good times, right? Let's do SHIRO here. SHIRO's up 7% on the day. Let's go. $2.5 million market cap. The volume is still good. 520,000 in volume. Very good. And at some point, that volume will go up, and it won't be a lot of sells, and it won't need the bots anymore, and it'll just have a. I think it'll just go crazy. We need meme season though. But to get meme season, we need this freaking government open. Oh my God! How long is this government gonna be shut down for? How long? Like, I mean, they're not gonna have SNAP benefits. I think tomorrow, and that's not good. People need their food stamps. I know that sounded sarcastic. I didn't mean it that way. No, really, like a lot of people, like, they're kind of counting on that. And what do they do? Like, is there abuse? Absolutely. But are there people that don't abuse the system and they're like, bro, I need like water and stuff? Yeah, they need that. So hope the government can kind of get its shit together. Anywho, let's keep on going here. That's SHIRO. We need the government open, pass Clarity Act, get a bunch of stuff going on. I think it was. Here's why I don't believe we're going to need to worry about the things that we did under Biden. It's because, oh Lord, this is from today, so give me a sec to find it. Oh, I forgot to call. Oh, I'll call her later. I can't find it. Something went wrong. It was from CZ. Yeah, CZ says, full disclosure, I just bought some After today using my own money on Binance. I'm not a trader. I buy and hold. So CZ mentioned that as soon as he mentioned that, now granted, that was this morning at 9:30. It was up like 20%. I don't know what it is now. Okay, 25%. But you could tell where he tweeted, and it was down there. And after that, it got pretty crazy. Now it's the number 59 crypto. He could literally do this with like the number 600 crypto for like a 40 and watch it go to like $1 billion. Like, this was already a, over $1 billion. This was actually a $2 billion market cap, and then it went up 25%, and now it's 2 and change. And he could probably do this with he could do it with anything, but this dude is straight up. And I know he doesn't. He's just keeping things transparent, but he's got to know that whatever he says, people will be like, they're going to ape in. And if he can do that, and he just got a presidential pardon, I think maybe David and Dan could send out a tweet about OMI every now and then, like, hey, just bought some. Not that they need to buy any. They have so many billions of OMI. I don't. Why would they need to buy more? I don't think they would. But if a Comey goes out and says, we just topped up our bags for the business development wallet, we used some of our revenue and we bought back the token, it'd be pretty sweet. We have Hampton Gree saying he's completely lost control and started straight up shilling, but no one has infinite reputation or pump power. Remember when Elon Musk couldn't pump meme coins with tweets anymore and lost all his influence? Okay, this dude is just a hater because Elon never lost any of his influence. But yeah, the SEC was investigating him, largely because it was targeting, not because he was actually doing anything wrong. But yeah, if CZ can do this, I'm pretty sure David and Dan or Comey can be like, hey, just bought some OMI, not financial advice. I think that would do wonders for the token. But again, this is me as an armchair CEO over here. What else we got? Crafting success. All right, we did OMI. Let's do DEVVE real quick. Where's my DEVVE at? We are up 0.1% on the day, so pretty low. $32 million market cap. We are at 36 cents. I'm so close to getting in that whale group, but apparently, if you go to the DEVVE trading group, the whale group has a lot to be desired. Apparently, I don't know. Apparently, there was a couple of guys there back in the day that, I guess, in order to get in, you have to give up your wallet address. And it's like, if I want to do that. It would still be cool to say that I'm in though. Anyway, let's see the volume and let's see the market cap here. Go to the CoinGecko. 202,000 in volume. That is very, very low. From what I can tell, they seem to be on time with everything and everything's going according to plan. We just passed the first month in Q4, so I want to give them another 6 weeks. And if at the end of 6 weeks I still don't have anything announced, I'd be like, okay, we're probably going to get delayed. But as of right now, we just gave them 4 weeks and that was it. We got to give them a little bit more time before we start to be like, hey, are we going to get delayed? I'd give it another month. Again, I'm going to give it 6 weeks to chill. And again, it's not that other stuff isn't always being worked on. Of course it is. But obviously, we're all just kind of lying in wait for that announcement. Like I said, mid to late December, I believe. But it could be any time now. It could be tomorrow. I hope it's not tomorrow because my bags are not yet done being packed. Part of me hopes that it does get delayed until January, February. Because by then, I'll have a lot more money. I'll have a lot more liquid capital, I should say. And at that point, DEVVE, OMI, Definity, whatever. Also, Definity had a weird day today. So where are we? Definity took a beating, but not on Uniswap or on Ethereum. It was down 50% on PancakeSwap, which doesn't really have liquidity on there, and nobody really uses it anyway. So let me go in and show DEFX number 2864. All right, on PancakeSwap, and we can still tell, yeah, it's still at 1.5 cents, but there was $925 in volume. So that dumped it 50%. So like PancakeSwap, there's like no liquidity on there. And it actually reflects in the chart that it went from 1.8-ish to like just under 1.3 and then back up. But again, that was really just reflective just of PancakeSwap and BNB, which nobody uses. So I got a text this morning. It's like, well, this isn't a good day. And I was ready to buy. And I was like, oh, that's just on PancakeSwap. And I don't have any BNB token. I don't heck with it like that. Stefan Sanevely says 6598 says nice. Nice. Drink some water. Feels so good. Okay. And then we had let's go over to DACat. We'll finish with Definity here real quick. There's 110,000 in liquidity, $2,000 in volume, $2.8 million market cap. I like it. They're on MEXC. I would not, again, touch MEXC right now with a 10-foot pole, but and we do have some news on it. Let's see if I can go over that real quick. No, it's on Telegram. Joshu says, I see the fee reduction utility coming online very soon, and I think the trigger will be Bloomsbury. The utility has always been dependent on the automated side of the trading business. I think it's taken longer than they anticipated to move towards automation, but I believe Bloomsbury will help push this forward by bringing in a different cohort of clients, as well as more and potentially different flow from existing clients. I think this will support a significant and rapid ramp up in automated trading, and then we'll see clients buying Definity for fee reductions. Agreed. You have Joshua also saying, I think it's worth the community knowing that over the last couple months, the team have put a significant amount of cash into supporting the token in order to meet MEXC requirements and get us out of the assessment zone and avoid delisting, which I think we can all agree would be a bad outcome for Definity. But while buybacks may have stopped temporarily, that shouldn't be taken as an indication that Definity is not being supported. Okay, agreed. Now let's go to DACat. We had a DACat space today. It was at 3 p.m. to like 5-ish. I mean, I was on for 2 hours. I think they might have gone on for longer than that. But for me, I was on there for about 2 hours. It's $1.8 million market cap, down about 1%. And it is 466,000 in liquidity, $355 in volume, so very small volume. Actually, all of the volume today has been sales. Bitches be selling. So we're gonna do a plushie, and can make plush toys, give them away in a famous location. Oh, that could be cool. If you have daCat, you have a chance to win a super rare plush is gonna be hard. Because if anyone knows any master crocheter or anyone that can produce plushies, and here's what one of them might look like. This is daCat, obviously from the comic. If you take a look at daCat over on, I don't even need to show you on X. I could just go like this. Mario Kart, man, the two. I could just show you. We'll get little plushies of this kitty right her. Right her. How do I? Yeah. Okay. I can't. Okay. Probably better just show you. Little plushies from that cat. I think would be pretty dope. Comment down below if you want one. And I don't know what. We want to give it some utility too. We want to be able to say like, oh, if you buy it, you also get $5 worth of daCat token. But again, we don't want to have it so, oh, you get the $5 and then you immediately yeet the $5. But while we might, because it'll still be a net positive if we make the money and then we use those funds to buy back the token. That would be so we might do that. I mean, we just had the audit with Hacken. We just had the, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's being done for daCat that's cost a pretty penny. This was also why I'm a little short on funds. Oh gosh. We want to get as much revenue as possible and as many different avenues as possible. Oh, I'm blanky. Okay. We'll go in and we'll start off with a plushie, and we want to get that out before Valentine's Day because that'd be a great gift for your significant other. And I mean, that'd be great to get out before Christmas for stocking stuffers. But you know, if we can't get that, Valentine's Day will be fine. And then again, giving it the utility to get some daCat tokens with, or maybe if you buy a bunch of them, you can get a free physical comic book. Again, we're not sure, but these are the ideas that we're working on. So that was discussed there. We also discussed doing a couple of shorts, because the comic is epic, and if we do shorts of the comic like in 30-second clips, people are going to love them. But then when we do the anime, it's like, well, we already have these 30-second clips. If this is what the anime is going to look like, then it's we've already seen it, and maybe there won't be that much interest. So I don't know. We're trying. We're gonna see what works. Anyway, that's daCat. More of my funds will go in there probably in December as well. It's tied to ETH though, so it's probably going to be up in 8 weeks. But we'll see. I mean, I didn't expect ETH to still be down here at this point, but here the heck we are. daCat. Okay, yeah, we did everything. Did we do OMI's volume and all that? I think we did. It's 2.75, right? Yeah, we're good. All right, let's go over the rest of the news. And then, actually, before we go over the news, there's so I put crafting success on this. There was a post just made on the VeVe Facebook group, and if I had the ability to mine salt from this person's post, I would never need seasoning on my steak again, because oh my god, the salt just overflows with this post. Before I read that, Lagar says the physical VeVe coin might be worth big money for Agoro collectors. It might be, because there's only going to be a couple hundred of them. But we're going to have multiple coins. There's the VeVe one, there's the Akomi one, there's the other VeVe one. So we'll see. Zombie says, yo, what up? Hello, Zombie. Does anyone want my VeVe fig pin? $500. Unopened. Back in the day, last year, it went between 500 and 1,000. I actually know the person that sold it for 1,000. So if anyone wants this for $500, let me know. I'll give you a discount if you pay an OMI. Well, I'll give you a discount anyway if you pay in crypto, but I will give you a bigger discount if you pay an OMI. Could be worth thousands. Yeah, because not everyone's going to get their... Because, like, in order to get the physical, you need to have the digital, and not everybody's redeeming. And there are some people like Mr. MC1, is he gonna spend 2 million points and 250? Well, he probably will, yeah. But is Zero Legacy gonna burn 3.6 million points? I don't know about that. He might mint a couple, but yeah, there's going to already be, there might be 300 coins like physical. There might even be less than 300 physical. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. It could go crazy. Ow. Also, I have an Agoro. If anyone wants to buy this, it's a 1 of 500 Vader. It looks epic. Anyway, okay. Let's get to the salty post from a guy named Rick McCulley saying, let's see, to craft a new coin that I'm pretty sure won't be on the blockchain. Like that already, I don't even know why I'm reading this. It's fun to poke at. It says, I need a version of V1 gold and silver logo, currently in the marketplace for over 5K, and I need 400,000 MCP. For starters, many that got the logo based on just physically being at a VeVe event, and then even some of those diehard collectors just flipped their logo for cash. Yeah, some people did that. But to be frank, if you all think that logo is worth 5K or more, you're delusional, in my humble opinion. Just for having a logo, I was able to net $700 today, from an airdrop, essentially. Now, granted, you had to spend $50 in MCP points to do it, but still $700 that I didn't have before. And this isn't the only time where we've gotten something that's worth hundreds of dollars. So that logo is the gift that keeps, like, not even most people haven't spent 5K on their logo, but some people spent 3K. And what happens? Well, if you bought it for 3K and you bought something that was unredeemed, you got that. Like you already made back probably like at least half, if not more, of the value from that. And the price went up, so you definitely made more than that. And again, just because it's 5K doesn't mean that people are willing. Like there are some people willing to sell it for 5K. I'm not. I told y'all I wouldn't sell any below 20. Granted, it was number 41, but still, this is not. Yeah, there's only a couple people that are going to sell it for 5K, maybe like a handful, maybe up to like 10. And I don't want to like pick on this guy, but I mean, I guess that if he goes out and claims that these aren't even on blockchain, I mean, open season, I guess. When somebody talks about like, oh yeah, I don't think this logo is worth more than 5K, and if somebody tells me something, let's not use Pokemon because Pokemon I know a lot of the prices, but let's say Agoro. I don't really know much about it. I mean, I talked to Dan from Agoro. He's a VP sales there, and he's let me know a little bit more about it. So I feel like I know more than the average person that's never heard of it. But for some Agoro collectors, I'd be like, and they tell me something about, hey, this thing right here, what do you think of it? And they show me one. I was like, oh, it looks cool. What do you think that's worth? I don't know if it's depending on how much there are. Like I don't know. I don't know how many of them are out there. I don't know if this is a variant, but just on looks, it could be worth, a couple hundred. And he's like, bro, this is worth $5,000. I wouldn't immediately go in and say like, that's not worth 5,000. That's stupid. People who pay that are stupid. No, I'd be curious. I'd be like, why is it worth $5,000? What makes it so, like, it looks cool, but what makes it so special? Is it the scarcity? Is the rarity? Is it did it come with utility? Like I'd be curious as to what, because I've been in things before where $5,000 is, yeah, it's, you can buy like a used car with it, but also $5,000 at the end of the day, in the world that we're in, is like a drop in the ocean. It again, it's cool to see that it's pretty expensive, but yeah, for the type of business that we're in, for this person to say, if you think the logo is worth 5K or more, you're delusional. when we've had things that we've gotten because we've had the logo that sell for hundreds. This one sold for 1,000 at the highest, right? I'm cherry picking the data, but they've gone between 500 and 1,000. I think this person is either extremely salty, which they definitely seem to be, or they just don't know a lot about collecting or the business or the people that have these logos and the utility that it gives you and what that's worth and how to value certain things. Because the parties and networking alone, this is worth 5 figures in my opinion. Not including the airdrops that you get and not including like and the networking. I mean, there's a bunch of ways to network, but you have the, hey, you have this, I have this, let's you know let's share, let's grow together, and that's fun, that's good for business, it's good for your network, that's good for your net worth, but also you can meet some really cool people and you can meet some a super special some pony by that. And again, a lot of the memories and a lot of the good times, like if I were to, if this was, let's say, like a simulation, this was a game, and I wake up with like amnesia, and then I go through a bunch of my memories somehow, and it's like, okay, well, this looks really fun, and I don't really see it, but I get to like feel like what I experienced at those times. Well worth it. If I were to go back and let's say this is like the end of a game and be like, all right, which memories do you want to keep, and how much are those memories worth? And add a zero to that, and that's how much they're worth to me because I love those people. And sometimes it was with people that are no longer here. Everyone comment F down below to pay respects to Lori Brenner and Silicone Secure and just the people that unfortunately we've gone too early. But I've had times, more times were spent with them because of the logo. And and granted, we were already friends in like in general, but we spent a bit more time with each other than we otherwise would have because of the logo and because of those parties. So shout out to Sanjay as well. Um, so yeah, to say that this isn't worth 5K, like I don't know how you quantify those feelings and how you can, again, that net worth. And I don't know what this guy does for a living. I'm sure he's a nice guy. I'm sure he tries to be a good dad, but like this is, and again, I'm sure this post was made with salt, but oh my God, this is horrible advice. Like what if like a young person like reading this that's super impressionable like that, this is horrible for a young person to read. So when something like this comes out, I really want to go and try to give like a counterpoint to it because it needs to have one. Anyway, we got some comments over here. Michael Guzzeri and 5482 says, Randy, you've been adamant that Akomi's thesis hasn't changed with VeVe. It has, but I think in a really good way, where they've been given more utility. They've been able to go in and give VeVe another option of getting more money with this OMI to gem. And so yeah, it's changed, but in a good way. What about the thesis that Akomi hasn't delivered on the value proposition of OMI in the NFT crypto space? Well, let's see what parallel I can draw here. Hasn't delivered on the proposition. Let's say you have a man, average dude, that he comes from, let's say, a lower income family, but he's, he managed to get a football scholarship and he went to college and he's, making like 70, 80,000 a year, which is good, more than anyone than his family has made prior. And for him, it's great. And then he meets a girl from a upper middle class family that she's always had horses and their parents always took her on vacations, 3, 4 times a year. And, she's used to maybe a little bit of the finer things in life. He's going and because this is first maybe serious relationship where he's always dated kind of in his social circle, where it's just like, yeah, I'm making good money now, because to him that is good money, and to him he's like, I can, yeah, you want to be a kept woman, I can totally do that. I sure do my laundry, clean up after the dogs, like make me there, yeah, by all means. And then she's like, okay. And then she finds out like, oh, this is what you're like. This isn't, granted, he's delivering, like he's working, maybe he's working overtime. Maybe he gets a second job so she can kind of, do that. But it's not enough. And it's not because that he's not doing his very best. It's not because he, as he told her, he's working his hardest to give her the best life that he can. But it's just kind of a mismatch of things because she's used to the finer things in life. And for him, he's like overexerting himself to try to compensate for the fact that maybe he's not making that much. And the parallel I'm trying to draw from this is that Comey is the dude that is working as hard as he can. And the people that believed in him, that invested in the token, they invested in the token and they believed in that when we were in a bull market. And then when things got bad and a Comey was affected, and let's say the dude lost his job, and now he's, instead of making, let's say, 6 figures a year, he could only get a job, like a menial labor job. He's like, okay, well, he's still doing his best and he's still delivering on things and he's improving and he's doing all this. But again, people are, for whatever reason, only remembering the times in which crypto was pumping and OMI was actually overvalued. And they're using that overvalued point in time to compare it to now. And that's just really not fair. They are delivering, they are going in, and there's massive utility. And VeVe's gone on, delivered, and gotten even more impressive licenses than ever before. And yeah, because it's a bull market, none of it seems that impressive because the effect that it has on OMI is, well, I don't want to say it's negative because it's impressive to get all of these licenses. It's impressive to go out and, hey, Dr. Profit built Stacker, and now we have third-party utility, and now we're doing all of this stuff. Granted, some of the times it's at a pace that is akin to molasses, but it's happening. And again, unfortunately, because of the overall market and because of a lot of the whales that bought a bunch, the sentiment is negative, and it doesn't really matter what they do in a bear market. The price is just going to continue to go down because that's what the overall trend is for all of the altcoins out there. And again, so the thesis hasn't changed. They're still delivering, but it's just the reactions to the I should say the knee-jerk reactions to the overall market is overpowering what should be considered, I don't want to say miraculous events, but what should be considered very positive. In a bull market, announcing TMNT and Street Fighter and OMI General, all this should have pumped the token a lot. But because it's not a bull market, because we're in this horrible it's not even alt season, this horrible market where alts have just gotten destroyed and are continuing to get destroyed, all of the positive things don't show up as positive. There are going to be stupid people that say, yeah, announcing this was actually negative for the token. And it's like, okay, yes, they announced something here, and then 2 days later, the token tanked. But the token tanking and their announcement had nothing to do with each other. It was the overall macro. So, and I know that's not what you're saying. You're just asking if a Comey hasn't delivered on the value proposition of OMI to NFT, of OMI in the NFT crypto space. Again, I believe they have. It's just that, what are Bored Apes down to? So I hope that makes sense. It should. If it doesn't, I'll try to explain it another way. Let me know. Says, what has to happen with OMI's value thesis to make you think otherwise? Is Doc and Rain still bullish? Yeah, they're still bullish. Doc has given a timeline of, if it hasn't run, well, he didn't say OMI specifically. He said if alts haven't run by July, then something is terribly wrong. And maybe. I mean, I don't really expect any crazy runs, probably until, aside from DEVVE, because I know what's happening with DEVVE, but I don't know if a lot of alts are going to really run until Jerome Powell gets out. These 25 basis point rate cuts are not it. And the tariff wars are good. We struck a deal with China, and that's great. But this isn't a there's too much manipulation in with the institutions to have Bitcoin and ETH really have a blow off top. Like they will not have a blow off top. They'll staircase it, and it's going to take years. So, but they're only manipulating the top 20, 50 maybe. They're not in microcap. So we will still have an alt season where we will still go on and have those blow off tops. It's probably just going to take a bit longer. I would say middle of next year. But Rain still thinks that Q4 is going to be epic for crypto. I don't think so, but he has a lot more experience than me in this. And from an outside point of view, like it's okay, well, Rain's been in this a lot longer than Randy. He's a lot richer than Randy. Probably a bit smarter than Randy in many ways. And yeah, I would probably put my money on him, but I don't see it happening with these continuing tariff wars. And again, we announced an awesome trade deal with China, and the market didn't move at all. And I think there's too much manipulation. I think that, well, I know that there's manipulation, and I know that these institutions, what they're doing, and they're having a great time buying and trading the token on these 20 and 30% swings. There's no need to have Bitcoin go flying, because if it goes too high, I mean, I guess they can make it on if they go all the way down, but they want people to go in, and people aren't going to go into the ETFs if it swings wildly 80% every other month. But the 20 and 30% swings they can handle, and that's just what they've done. So anyway, it wouldn't really have anything to do with a Comey. To the thesis that would make me think otherwise is if VeVe stops getting new users and the number of active users falls below like 400 per day. If that happens, then it's like, okay, we need to take a step back. We are going the wrong way and not bottoming out. Like it's one thing if you have still the average active daily user is still between 700 and 800, and they're getting hundreds of new users each month. So it's right now, and that'll also change once you no longer need the KYC. Like, and it'll change in a good way, meaning we should be able to get a lot more customers that are going to be active all the time. So it's not at a point where I'm worried yet. If they were to, I mean, again, on that Street Fighter drop, they grossed $80-something thousand. That's pretty impressive. So as long as they still can keep making money, and as long as there's interest, and again, they can. I just sold a number 41 logo for $20,000. There's no evidence to me that VeVe is dead when things can still sell for multiple 5 figures. And again, that's because that was one of the greatest collectibles on the app. Maybe not the greatest, but one of. There are still sales that go for thousands of dollars. There's a one of one the other day that sold for like $6,800, $6,900. I think it was 68, but I wanted to add this extra 100 for the lulz. So as long as VeVe's still making money, new people are still coming in, and I mean the events are off the freaking hook. They're awesome, and yeah, as long as that thesis still remains the same and the money's coming in, I don't have any worries. If the money were to stop coming in and we get no new users and the active users fall below 400 a day, then I'd be like, okay, now it's time to reassess. Now we have to do a lot of damage control. But as of right now, fine. Finally, how are you reconciling that you're down 7 figs in this and the token continues to decline? Well, actually, I mean, it depends if you view it from all-time highs, yes, I'm down 7 figures. If you view it from just what I put in, I actually only put in between 600,000 and 700,000, which is still a lot, and I'm down more than 500,000. But again, the coin continues to be undervalued, and OMI could go to zero. The VeVe company could explode and cease to exist. and I'll still be fine. I've made money in other areas. I'm back to being a millionaire again. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Um, in hindsight, do I wish I would have taken some profit? Absolutely, but that hindsight is 2020. And I mean, I wouldn't wish that I would have exited out completely, because then I wouldn't be where I am today. And I mean that in a good way, because a lot of people did follow me for conviction, follow me because I didn't sell. Like, I've never sold, and I think a lot of people respect that, because when some people say like, "Bro, I put in like 6 grand," okay, I legit put in 100 times more than you, and I'm not worried yet. So again, I'm still only buying down here. I'm up to 320 million OMI, and I'm looking to. I mean, hopefully, I can get a billion, but if I can, 400 million or even half a billion, I'll be fine with. And I think I can. I think I can do that end of December, definitely mid January, but maybe end of December, as long as we stay down here. If we go up to like 0005, that's going to be a bit harder to do, but we'll see. And yeah, and I made a video recently saying that the token could go to quad zeros. Like, it can go to quad 07, and I mean, it could possibly go a little bit lower, but let's say like quad 07, and yeah, if it's $70 for a million OMI, I'm gonna do some stuff and I'm gonna buy a bunch, because if I think I mean, I thought it was undervalued at 0005, but 0013, yeah, so that's why I'm up to 320. And again, if it becomes easier to get a lot more OMI at those prices, I'll totally get it. As long as the thesis of the companies remain the same and they're still making money. Bill Garner say, "Hey, Michael's back." Rip Lori, rip Silicon. Yeah, rip everyone. Rip F. John W says, "Hey Randy, sorry video earlier about OMI having to OMI. Oh, to sell OMI to pay licenses. Can we get Foster to come on and clarify?" Um, Probably at some point, yeah. We couldn't do it today, but maybe we could do it at some point. I mean, you could just ask them, right? You could probably just shoot them a message and be like, yeah, I would say just shoot them, or make a post on X and tag Foster in it. Give me one sec. Show many messages. Okay. CG. Oh, damn. Superman #1 CGC9, which is the single highest graded copy in history, has officially passed 3 million on Heritage Auction with 17 days left. Oh my god. Mine did for meow meow meow. Shit. Actually minted. Well, you can tell like how many minted. The amount of Fudge. Give me one sec. The amount minted for the VeVe coins, 175. 175 minted. I would expect to drop. Yep. Then it will sell. Yep. Absolutely. 100%. Okay. Where was I? Oh yeah, we got to finish this dude's. We got to finish this guy's post here. If anyone has 5K to spend / waste, you're probably better off investing it in Bitcoin or the S&P stock market. I don't think it's a bad idea to buy 5K worth of Bitcoin or put it in the S&P or the VOO. You'll make about between 9 and 11% per year on the S&P or VOO. Bitcoin, you'll make a bit more. But when the guy says, if anyone has 5K to spend / waste, again, really telling that the guy doesn't have $5,000 of luxury spending, which I know not everybody has, but to try to give financial advice when you don't have 5K to spend, feels like it's probably not the best idea to listen to. Anyway, he says, I find it truly amazing that the logo gatekeepers have this overinflated and perhaps old ones, yet most of us that came in the summer and fall / winter of 2021 are just holding bags of negative equity, negative equity of various collectibles and comics. I don't know if I would call the logo holders gatekeepers. I mean, it's not like we get any inside info. It's not like we get any um, tips or tricks on how to do certain things that give you a better advantage. Like, do we get certain things that make us money? Hell yeah. And that's awesome. But that's about it. Again, I don't really know how they're gatekeepers. Anyway, he goes on to say there's a certain disparity to those specific holders and most or rest of the community. He doesn't clarify what that is. He says, good for all of you that hold those logos or were fortunate to get that free logo. But what grinds my gears is nothing for the rest of the 90% of the dedicated and supportive collectors who I'd venture to guess have been a member for at least 4 to 5 years. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that VeVe should be thankful for everyone that it has, whether it's somebody that has, a couple collectibles or one that has 10,000. Yeah, hey, thanks for supporting and enjoying the stuff. I hope you like it. I hope you make memories with it. I hope you have fun with it. Use the app, use the social feed, post it on other feeds. Yeah, I hope that. But to say that 90% of the dedicated and supportive collectors who have been a member 4 to 5 years is that they get nothing. I mean, you're paying for a product and you're able to use that product with VR and AR, and you're able to sell it if you want. So to say that they get nothing is very inaccurate. And I think that's importantly wrong. He goes on to say, I can drone on and make more points and provide more specifics, but I think I made my point. Agree or disagree, but I will never spend 5K on that free logo or anything ever close to that. Enjoy. Again, if I could mine the salt from this, I would never need salt for my steak again. What else we got here? How did you become a millionaire again? Through a ton of hard work. I don't want to say it was backbreaking, although I did somewhat break my back, but it's mostly fine now. 80%. Today was a little bit lower. Bought some other crypto, created a whole IP. We got a bunch of shares in some other companies, and those other companies are doing really well. And yeah, that's about it. Between the YouTube channel, the daCat IP, the crypto holdings, the other crypto holdings that are technically not mine, but when they sell, I'll get a nice amount of it. Hiccups. The shares in the companies that I own, and the new crypto that I bought, yeah, it's up over 7 figures again. Most of it is not liquid. More than 90% is not liquid. Well, I guess if crypto is considered liquid, so maybe like 80% is not liquid. Some of it's stuck in companies, in shares that are not publicly traded. So you either have to do an OTC deal or you have to wait for a Series A or what have you. But that's pretty much how. Jason Payne in 2000. I'm fine with gatekeepers. Sounds cool. Gatekeepers. Let's get a tattoo, Jason. Let's get this bread. Owie. Did you sell the digital coin today? I did. I sold it for $750 to Mr. Dr. Rolex. Love that man. He's a good man. He's a good man. We love that. And he's up to 100 million OMI now. He's up to 100 million OMI. We love him. We love him. Oh my God. Sorry, I just had the incorrect meow of there. I love people sometimes, even when they're haters. No, I would never sell. I'm not okay. I wouldn't say I would never sell Dashi, but I would not sell Dashi for a low price. It would have to be well into the 5 figures, because also I think a lot of my fans would probably riot. Just making sure Dash doesn't come up on me, start biting me in the neck. Yeah, there's Dashi's been my friend for a long time. And literally destroyed my back trying to get Dashi here. And I got him here. I succeeded, but yeah. Dirk Latte says, so we can't get more than one digital, but multiple physical. No, you can. You just have to fill out the form. There's a form that should be in the email that says if you want to mint multiple of the digital coins, you have to fill it out saying which coins you have, and then they should let you, although they aren't letting you right now. They should be able to let you in the next, hopefully, couple of days. I'll keep you all posted. Yes, you do. You need to show the digital to collect the physical. I have 2 logos. I only redeemed one. So when I redeem the other, I will use that to redeem a physical. Email with and then yeah, go crazy. Yeah, a bunch of crazy IPs probably going to be coming. Yeah, I don't make a lot of MCV. They said in the email, but I don't see it. It might be in your spam, so I would check that as well. Also, I have like barely gone over any news, and we're already an hour in, so we gotta get the spread. The Fed pumped 29 billion into the banking system on Halloween, the highest ever in 5 years. It seems like Powell's hawkish talks were just a bluff. There's talk of MEXC being insolvent. Might be true, might be not. We don't know. Michael Guzerian 5482 says, why haven't we heard materially more about the VeVeverse? I'm just working with conjecture here, but let's try it. There's been a couple of things that the VeVeverse has come out with, and I think a few of those things have been from the community, and I think that's been cool. But if we're gonna try to prognosticate over here, the VeVeverse when it came out, you know, it was cool, and it still is. There's still some wicked cool things that a bunch of people are doing. But it does take a bit of a special talent to be able to work inside the VeVeverse because it is hard. So not everyone can super enjoy it or do what they want because they might want to do certain things, but it's really hard to do certain things. And again, you need to have kind of the know-how and technical skills to do it. So I take it there's not a lot of users, but the ones that there are, they've done some amazing stuff. One of the biggest things that I really like is the kind of the graveyard for the fallen VeVe fam, and God, that was cool. It looks awesome. But outside of that, they probably have a decent amount of users, and it probably made the company worth a little bit more because now they check that box off where not only do they have a metaverse, but OMI is actually listed on certain places as a metaverse token, which is awesome. But at the same time, because there's not a crazy, like, the usership has been declining, and I don't know if they want to really spend all that much money on something where there's not a lot of users yet. So are they still working on it? I'm sure, but is that the main focus that they're trying to put in boatloads of money on? No, they're probably still working at it, but the team's probably pretty small. Again, we're operating on a lot of conjecture here, and this is just my take on it. There also might be other stuff that's just not ready yet, and there might be other people or other companies that we're waiting on. Are we going to go in and launch half a metaverse or launch half a game when we're waiting on somebody else? Like, well, here's how the game's going to work, or here's how the interoperability is going to work. And that's the other thing. They might want to wait for interoperability. I don't know when that'll be. They've been working on it for over a year. But maybe they can go on and at least announce it'll happen sometime in 2026. If interoperability doesn't happen in 2026, oh, I don't know. I think it can, I don't, and again, I don't want them to announce something and say, like, yep, we're aiming for Q1. And they say, like, okay, we're aiming for Q1 2026, and it doesn't happen for Q1 2027, because back in the day, I think it was like 2023, they're like, yep, we have VeVeVerse phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 will all be done by late 2025. That didn't happen. So again, I like that they are keeping things close to the chest up until they're closer to being ready, because again, you have a lot of things that should be positive that turn out to be kind of a net negative. David had mentioned what's it called, a big announcement happening, I think back in Portugal, like 6 months ago, and we don't have it yet. So again, I like what VeVe's doing, that they're not talking about something until it's ready, and I think that's the right move. So that's probably why we haven't heard much more about the VeVeVerse. Probably trying to build in silence, and when it's ready, they'll let us know. Now, Dark Latte says, multiple VeVe gold and silver coin requests, please. Complete this form if you own more than one VeVe gold silver logo and wish to request more than one physical. Yeah. Kuma says, what up, fam? Got that number one. Wait, you got the number one? Hold the heckin' phone. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Num, 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 num. Did you get the number one? Did Yeah, I got that number one, sir. Oh, dude. So you're I'm telling you, I'm a man of God, right? I'm in church. It's the pastors. We got a new pastor in church. He's about to give the message. I'm like, man, it's about to be 11 o'clock. I gotta get this. Let me go ahead and get it before he starts preaching. And I'm like, I can't do that. I gotta get God the glory first. So I said, let me wait. I waited till after church. Tried to log on to get it. Have a problem with my phone. Couldn't even get it. 20 minutes later, I'm like, fine. I went online on my computer. Got it. Got the number one. God is good. God is good. Oh my God. Bro, that's amazing. Okay, so I don't know if they're gonna do well, you got the number one token, so maybe you can get now the number one physical, but oh my God, so I don't know how they're gonna do it, but that's gonna be worth a pretty penny. I'm not throwing that. You crazy? Well, like you wouldn't sell it for like, 1,500, but maybe like $5,000. Be like, oh well, that's It depends. It depends. It depends. Maybe I'll take it and get some more OMI with it, or probably have to pick up another one. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Did you tell people yet? I posted it on Twitter. I'm not big on the social media stuff, so that one I was really excited about. So you should have tagged me in it. I didn't. Very yeah. On X, your username is what again? Kuma. Kuma B140. Okay. I don't know why you weren't coming up, but okay, anyway, this is bro. Yeah, like nobody. Oh, bro. Okay, this is. Yeah, this is. I'm not sure how they're going to do it, if they're going to max it out or what. I thought it was going to be tied to your VeVe gold and silver logo at first. I got a pretty high mail on that one, so I was kind of bummed out about that. But when I saw it, I was wondering, I'm like, I guess maybe everybody that maybe it's just going to be like it's just, it goes across the board. Yeah. And I pulled up the market and I see you having it listed, and I'm like, what? I'm showing my wife, like, is that for real? Is that the number one? I'll take that. I am going to tag everyone as I requote this. I can't believe you didn't tag anyone. You just threw it out there and nobody knew. Like, yeah, I guess I'm kind of in
a little bit disbelief, and I'm sure it was an error, waiting for them to like pull it back or something.
Oh God. I'm gonna tag a bunch of people in here until it won't let me tag no more. All right, and then we're gonna $ OMI on this. We're gonna tag a Comey too, because yeah. So all right, so anyway, there's what day do you get to Vegas?
We get there on 12. What is that? Wednesday?
Yes. Oh no, that's a Wednesday. So I'll be in Arizona on that Wednesday, and then me and Fam Bam drive up on Thursday.
We're not even sure on the schedule. My wife wanted to go see like Grand Canyon, so she's trying to squeeze that in. So we might try to do that on the first day.
You doing a helicopter tour, or are you bus riding it?
I'm not even sure. Right now she's saying the bus ride.
Because
helicopter tour?
No, yeah,
she's up there for the hike, so that's probably a no-go.
Oh, because I'm not gonna lie, the bus ride is kind of long, and it's kind of like it's a sight to see, but it's like it's a long bus ride, and it's like it's awesome, but it's like I don't know if it was worth that. Yeah.
And also because we were discussing, we were thinking about getting a car and we drive out there, but I'm like, that's like a 4.5 hour drive one way. That's like 9 hours. That's an entire day. So
yeah,
thinking maybe next time. We'll see. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, if you got nothing else to do and you're waiting for people to come in, then it might be something cool. It's like, yeah, let's do it, you know. But if it's if you're going to do it that Wednesday.
What about the helicopter ride? You done that before?
I have not, but I swore that I would never drive again or take the bus. So
that's what I'm afraid of. I love road trips, but being stuck for 9 hours, I'm not sure if that's the best way to spend the day.
I had a girlfriend once that I thought she was like cheating on me with this, because she was in Vegas and she went to like that area near Area 51 because she wanted to just like where all of the Kyles and everything wanted to like invade Area 51. She like went up to that part, but so this was like 2017, so it was like the cell phone spot wasn't really that good, and she lost service there, and her car was fine, but her tire exploded, and she like couldn't get, and she lifted, like she's a strong girl, but she couldn't get like the nuts off to like change the tire, and she's like so eventually after like 9 hours she eventually gets it fixed, and she drives back and she gets into cell phone service. I was like, bro, I was ready to like go and like find you and like kill the guy you were with. She's like, I wasn't with the guy. I was like, I know that now, but yeah, it was.
That's one of the things I'm definitely afraid of too, is the desert, man. It's like, whew, being stuck out in the desert, God forbid you, like you said, flat tire or anything.
Yeah.
I'd rather not do that.
Yeah.
I'm actually here playing some Street Fighter.
Oh, epic.
I've been nostalgic and tech since getting the Street Fighter drop came in. Playing with that Ryu, I love that. That's actually probably one of my favorite collectibles right now.
Did you get the whole set, or you just picked up a common?
I got the whole set. I have to get the whole set. I got the common and the rare on the top, and then I have to get the secret rare on the market. I went through that. I got it for like 170, I think.
Yeah.
So I have to make that sacrifice to grab it.
Got it. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, we'll verse each other in. I assume there's like an arcade we could probably go to where they have Street Fighter in Vegas. There's got to be, right? Yeah.
There's no way. And they're kind of coming back. There's a lot of retro arcades popping up there. It's good because I actually get to go hang out with my boys there.
Yeah.
And I tell them all these stories. Like, once upon a time, I used to be good, and so now I get to kind of prove it a little bit. Take them to the arcade, and we actually have this really cool one. A couple miles from our house here, where it's really it's old school. You walk in, it's kind of dark and damp with the arcades lining the walls, and you just hear the pin. You walk in, and you know the sound of the arcade.
Oh hell yeah!
And it's just like, I was loving it, man. So nostalgic. It's awesome, and it's like I think it's like a quarter. I think it's a quarter. I think it's a quarter for each game too. So you actually old school machines and all, but with a little new twist on it to kind of like little technological improvements or whatever, but straight up old school arcade. I loved it.
Oh, I love that. That's an ex-girlfriend of mine used to work at this camp where they had a bunch of these machines where like kids, like before they start their day, they play like Street Fighter and whatever. And I went to work with her one day and I stayed in there the whole day. I was just kicking these little kids' asses at fucking Street Fighter. It was great.
There's no way to boost your confidence and forget about some little kids. They do feel like a man.
Well, now that you say it like that.
Another movie. Which one was it? Not Mr. B. Billy Madison. Billy Madison, when he's a kid, he's playing dodgeball with the kids, and he's whacking the heck out of them.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Thinking about it now, is like, okay, maybe I should have been a little softer on him, but YOLO. All right, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna play with these kids a little bit. All right.
They have no school tomorrow. They got a bunch of. My house is like swarmed with boys. There's always like 10 boys over here all the time.
Damn. All right, I'm gonna go finish my live. I'll catch you later.
All
right. Meow. So that was the Kuma that got this. Oh my God, I don't know how he. Again, sometimes God is good, even if I don't technically believe in him. Got the gold and silver coin number 420. Got it on Stacker for 20 million OMI. My God, that is just. Oh my God, you got the 420. Who got the 69? Which one of you? Mbako. And yeah, 420 is insane. Just crafted one. Number 258. Not number 2. Oh no. Stacker countdown. 17 days. Is the coin worth 4? I mean, to me it was, because I had 2 million points. I have 1.6 now, but yeah, to me it was. The others, it might not be. It all depends. Always watching. Where was I? 4K. Oh yeah, 100. Yeah. If you get 2K a day, it's 200 days of MCP points, which I feel like is worth it. But I could be wrong. Yeah, 67 million. I'm sorry, 69 million MCP points burned is a lot. So 69 million MCP burned today. That is insane. Still at meow after 2 meow. Honestly, wonder if I should pick up a meow. Oh yeah. I don't know what Kuma's probably going to get some offers on that number 1. I hope he gets like that. Like number 1 is like insane. There are so few number 1. Like, what was that? We were 5K. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, my dog is wilded up there for some reason. Okay. DEVVE says 45 trillion credit card market standardization. Global credit markets exceeding 45 trillion still rely on delayed reconciliation and manual clearing. DEVVE integrates credit execution into its layer 1 using ISO 20022 aligned message logic, allowing every obligation to be matched, verified, and finalized within the same state. Borrowers, lenders, and custodians operate through a shared settlement framework. The result is a programmable credit infrastructure that clears with institutional certainty rather than procedural trust. All right, I'm breaking my diet. Okay. What should I get? Taco Bell? We're going to DoorDash it. What are we going to DoorDash? Whoever super chats the most money with what I should get. No, that's a dangerous game. Never mind, because someone's going to super chat me $50 like Indian food, and I'm not getting it. I'm not getting Indian food. I want Taco Bell, pizza. Oh no, I want Taco Bell, but I also want Popeyes. But I also want Chinese food in Ohio is not that good, so I'm not going to get that. All right, let's get through the rest of the news here. Tom Lee's BitMine has bought 7,660 Ethereum worth $29.28 million from Galaxy Digital, and he did that yesterday on November 1st. Historically, November has been the best month for Bitcoin. I don't know if that's going to happen because we got wrecked in October. So we'll see what happens. Publicly tip scales, life, couldn't believe Terra, Buddy of mine says, I couldn't tell you where my Terra Virtua assets are stored. what happened with my McFarlane NFTs, what email I used to sign up for Cryptoys, or how to access my bat cows. But you don't hear me complaining about them. Preach, girl, preach. There's that. There's that. Everything is awesome when you're part of it. I feel like this, everyone's expectations, me trying my best. I feel like that is my life. Fun fact, less than 7% of the global population is invested in crypto. That is hysterical. Reminds me of, yep, Pokemon, super hard. Yep, okay. Japan's FSA plans to classify Bitcoin as a financial product in 2026. Let's go, Japan. The new Japan Prime Minister, whatever she is, I love her. Love to get her on the podcast. Trump says my G2 meeting with President Xi of China was a great one for both of our countries. This meeting will lead to everlasting peace and success. God bless both China and the USA. 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 All right, so I was in on Halloween mode the other day. I was in I watched the Hey Arnold Halloween. It was a special. It was 30 minutes long. It was great. And Principal Warts is like ready to surrender to the aliens, and he gets picked up by Big Bob Pataki. He's like, "What are you doing there, Warts?" And he's just like, "Oh, go humans, go humans, go, fight, fight, fight." He's such a I hate that dude so much. I hate Principal Warts. I feel like all principals, like if you, whether it's Breakfast Club, whether it's Hey Arnold, whether it's the principal in Kyle XY, they're just like universally hated. I don't know why. I know why. But it's relatable. We all had that teacher growing up, right? The ones that just bitches. Anyway, gut is never wrong. Gut is never wrong. Would you look? Akomi says, would you look at that? November already. Time flies when you're looking forward to OMI utility. T-minus 17 days now until OMI integrates deeper into the VeVe official ecosystem. OMI to Gem is incoming. Are you ready? Are they getting a little sensual with that? 18 days until we integrate deeper into VeVe official. No, they're not saying it like that. I was just making it dirty. What do we have here? Explain 6 minutes. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this was just a folly of my collectibles or whoever controls the VeVe account. They were in a 24-hour Nuco AI deadline ends in exactly 6 minutes. What's next? And VeVe was there. I'm pretty sure it was just my collectibles on the VeVe account because as soon as I joined, they were out. But it could be something where we actually have a partnership. I don't know what Nuco AI is, but they have 13.4 thousand followers, and it's something to go and keep an eye on. At least I will. For a time. Oh gosh. Let's see what we've got here on the stacker, because I think stacker's working now. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. This is my jam. Gonna party until the AM. All right, partner statue. I want to take a look at this. It's $929 on VeVe, $930 on Stacker, and Eno has it for $9.9 million, or I'm sorry, 9.9 million OMI, $1,300. I want to. How much is that on there for? 1,300. I think I have mine for like 1,500 on VeVe. I'll keep you posted. California Comics, they have a couple of a breakdown of special mints for Ryu. 25 is the digital release. 64 is the year of Ryu's birth year. 79 is Capcom founding year. 87 is Ryu and Street Fighter first appearance. 94 is the movie release year. And that they have them all, which is insane. Now, the Fear Greed Index is 37% or 37 as of yesterday. 37 fear. What do we got here? Bros. I went over that. White House have officially announced a trade deal with China. Send everything higher, please. House of Bane is level 65. Very nice, House of Bane. Quarantine. Aw. Logan Paul's Crypto Zoo lawsuit has been thrown out by a federal judge. If CZ can shill coins and Logan Paul's Crypto Zoo, which was clearly a scam, is thrown out by a federal judge, VeVe and OMI can tweet. They can tweet about Akomi. They can tweet about OMI. No reasonable juror could find Logan's statements misleading or fraudulent. Amazon's risky bet. Unlawful assembly. That is wild. All right, and that's going to be it for me today. Everyone, please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments good for the YouTube algorithm or Al Gore's rhythm. And I don't know what food I should get. I want Taco Bell, but I know Taco Bell is not the best thing for me. And I got to look decent for Vegas in 11 days, and my back doesn't feel that great. I should just have a protein shake. I'm gonna go hang on my inverter, and maybe I won't get any fast food. Maybe I will. Wonder if there's deals anywhere. It's 9:25. I feel like a lot of places are closing, especially because it's Sunday. Bro, Kuma, I hope Kuma gets like a $5,000 offer. Hope he gets more, but minimum 5K. Wendy's, 99% delivery fee. Taco Bell, it's a free item over $20, but I don't want to do that. Buy one, get one on KFC. There's also okay. Anyway, I gotta go. All right, bye guys. I love you. Meow, meow, meow. Bye, Dashy.